Hello, my Gemini collective. I thought I had a little bit more time to drink. This is Zaida Velgara from Becoming I Am here with your reading for 2026, January, February, March. So to start off, I wanted to see what your theme will be for 2026. And then after that, we'll go through every single month with tarot. So I'm going to be using Oracle for your theme. And I like this chakra deck to start off with. Wow. We have miracles. That is interesting because if you see, and let me put it closer. Do you see how it's a chopped down tree? And from the chopped down tree, you see the woman coming out like a fire that is awakening inside of you. I don't think 2025 was really hot for you guys, Gemini. There is like death rebirth energy here. And with the energy of it being yellow, that's the divine masculine energy. This is action. This is drive and this is ambition. So I am liking 2026 so far. So let's see more about that. Too many. No, I want them, I heard. Too much is going on, my people. We have 4 cards that came out. Look at this. So let's go down the line. The first thing is Sirius, Nurture, 29. The second, first house, Arrival. This is like literally a whole new world because you're a whole new person. Ascendant, Entrance. Oh, wow. Somebody, Gemini. Gemini, excuse you. Look at that. Wow. And we have South Node Past. I'm hearing every new beginning comes from some other beginnings. And that's what I'm hearing here. Hold on one second. Okay, 2 things. First of all, I paused the video a little bit because I wanted to see more about this Circe. First is a goddess. Secondly, it's about ridiculous. It's about fertility, rebirth, and the cycles of life. That's why she has a scythe, because it is talking about a death coming from new beginnings. Thirdly, I had to pause because I was turning on my sage. All of a sudden, as I was looking up what Circe, I don't know, whatever. Circe. I'm going to call her Circe because it reminds me of Game of Thrones. As I turned that on, as I was looking that up, I started smelling shit. Like straight up shit. Like toilet shit. I'm sorry. Okay. Part of the gifts that I got, one of them is like intuitive smell. When there's a positive energy that comes in, sometimes I smell roses, sometimes I smell tobacco. That depends, because that depends on if my grandpa decides that he wants to swing by. Sometimes I smell food that reminds me of the island. I'm Rican, so just keep that in mind. But I smelled shit. Shit for me tells me that that's like some kind of malignant energy. It's a ghost. It's not like a demon or something like that. No, it's like a ghost energy. It's malignant because it smells like shit, right? And whenever I smell those, they usually come with this energy of bringing bad vibes, negativity, etc. So like, I talked to my friends for a little bit before I turned the camera back on, and I did my sage. I don't normally like sage, but lately I've been using sage more just because, did you know that sage calls ghosts? And I have a lot of friends on the other side, so I use it as I'm calling my friends over so they can take care of the BS energy that try to come in here that I'm not agreeing with. Everything that happens during the time that I'm preparing a reading for you literally has to do with you. Secondly, I'm feeling really dizzy all of a sudden, okay? So we have this shop wood, which I told you every new beginning comes from another beginning's end. And the first card that comes out is this serious, whatever. Anywho, and she has a scythe, and it has like the moon with a ring around it. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen Practical Magic, but if you're here, I'm sure you have. That is like a witchy go through too. But the moon has a ring around it. Now it's a rainbow ring, but still it's a ring. And that usually means something bad is not far behind. And then I smelled the shit. What we're seeing here is you stepping into an ascending energy, where you're stepping into your first house energy, because something has finally ended. Something got cut off of you. You got released from stagnation, because let's be honest, what is a tree if not stagnant? It goes slow, it grows slow, it takes forever to mature, and it's stagnant, but it got cut. And finally, the spirit within it, which is you, is released. So I feel like it's like a miracle. You've been released from some kind of big stagnancy. And you're being able to enter into this new world, the new arrival, the new you coming through, that has a lot to do with the fact that this process created an ascension for you. Right? And that ascension means that you finally have access to all your South Node energy, Gemini. What does that mean? South Node energy is all your past lives, all your past experiences. It has so much knowledge. It also includes all your ancestors, the lineage you came from. It all runs through your DNA. And it is amazing. Chiron is the key that you require to open access to that South Node energy. But it is also Pandora's box. So as soon as you open it, you actually like get exposed to I call it all your Pennywise. The movie It, Pennywise, that clown thing, it changes into, that entity changes into your deepest fears. So it's like you're going to have to confront all your deepest fears, the ones that you acquired from all those previous lives, so that you can access whatever it is there. And what I see here is that you did, finally. But there's like this lingering shit around you that I'm not liking. Definitely, though, you're stepping into a whole new world. But this went into a crazy tangent. And then we have the temple. Do you see all the green? And do you see the yellow? This means that the yellow is being activated because your heart is free. It's free because you no longer carry the wounds from the past. And the temple of your body is your temple, because you were able to cast out all those malignant energies, those demons, right? Those fears, those doubts, that programming. You were able to cast them all out. I just heard you're the one. Shut up. And we have another green and yellow, and it has Quicksilver. Another energy of Quicksilver, of movement, of expansion in every single direction, because your heart space finally is free. And now whatever you desire to bring into your energy becomes done. So what I decided to do is look up what Quicksilver is used for in alchemy. And this is chaos magic. I'm going to just tell it you like that. That's like chaos energy. And it says on here that it's highly volatile. That's chaos magic, chaos energy. In other words, whenever you expose yourself with this Quicksilver, you use it in your practices, it creates a strong, impactful, reactive change in your life. It's a way to make things make things move in different realms. It's like keys to different multiverses, right? But it's dangerous because in it, you don't know how things are going to turn out because it is chaos. And it's hard to sustain it. To be able to sustain Quicksilver is to be able to be okay with living in chaos and running around and transmuting and changing yourself at all times. And I feel as I'm seeing this temple of your body and Quicksilver, as I'm seeing this combination, what happened with this change that you are going through that is activating in 2026 is that in regaining your past abilities, your ability to change, to mold, to transmute becomes Quicksilver. You're volatile, you're quickly metamorphosizing, you're never doing the same thing, you're never in the same frequency, you're never in the same agency because your access to different realms, to different dimensions, to different beings is now expanded, which in the wrong hands would totally mess up this world. But you needed to go through your South Node to get this. Now you understand why it is that you needed to go through all that hell. Now, I did smell that shit smell. And one of the biggest warnings I can tell you of this whole situation would probably be that if you're going to be working in these realms and you're going to be moving around how you are moving, keep yourself protected. Now, if we're going to change this to 3D because you don't understand the whole magic thing, I'm not even sure why you would be here because I'm magic-y. Hello. But this would be that you're entering into a new field of work. The place that you're going to is ever changing. It can be like the stock market. It can be like finance. It can be like business, where you're always having to change the way you are, the way that you perceive things, the way that you project things outwardly. It can even be something like social media, where you have to be the next best catchy thing. So it's volatile. It affects your energy because you're constantly having to transmute, change, and affect yourself. But this is what you came for. It feels good. But again, because you're moving through realms, I'm sorry, I'm just adjusting because I feel uncomfortable. Because you're moving through realms, you might every once in a while stick some funky energy on you. So always make sure that you're keeping your temple of your body, the temple, safe. So this would be making sure your password's always different, making sure your finances are where they're supposed to be, triple and quadruple checking with different sign-in things to assure that you're creating a good firewall for your stuff. I'm making it 3D for somebody. I don't know why, but okay. Next thing. Let's go through your months. We're going to start with January. You know, I just have to comment. Usually when I do these readings, this room gets freaking freezing. But I have a couple rituals running at once, you know, just to protect the space. We have the one on the table. I have some back here. We have a couple all over the place. I think it's helping. And then the sage, whenever I'm feeling like an ugly person comes in, I think this is going to be a constant. I'm feeling a hair on me. Okay, let's see what's up. I'm going to throw down the cards. Woo! That fell on the floor. Hold on. Prior to letting you know what's up. Hold on. Also, I'm putting them on the table. You can see them kind of in an angle. I'm not going to be holding them up. I don't need this video flagged. So that's how that's going to roll. You're just going to have to trust me that they are what they are. The first thing we're seeing is the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Tower. That is an awesome combination. We have the Mage, or the Magician. I'm thinking to myself, how do you guys say it? The Three of Cups. I wanted to call it the Three of Swords. I think that's important. And then we have the King of Cups. This is your pyramid for January. And what I'm seeing is interesting. The bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups, which is, I'll put it, can you see anything on this guy? No. Okay. I'll put it closer. His hands crossed. He's standing on his energy. kind of like, yeah, no business. Okay, let's go down the line. What I am seeing in January is that somebody's going to come with their, oh, you're so sweet, you're so kind, I really like you, blah, blah, blah. Like trying to lay down thick because they definitely want to be in your energy. Okay? Everybody talks about the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups differently. I absolutely hate the Knight of Cups. Every single time I do daily pulls for me just to know like what's going to go on for this energy today. And whenever I get that, I always get a smooth talker coming towards me, thinking I can't see their game, and they're trying to play the fool. And the nice thing is, Gemini, that comes in and you're in this. She's in the library. She has her books. She has the sword down, but she's reading the book. And what I'm feeling with that energy is this energy of, so you say that this is going on and you say you're this and you say you're good. Let me see the receipts. You're not taking anybody's nye, 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 is what we call it in Spanish. Just like, oh, you're so sweet. You're so kind. You know? You don't care about the face value of a person. You care about the fruits that they create. And this person has already burned enough bridges for you where you're just like, I don't trust you. And what I'm seeing is this energy, which I totally love. And I have to show you. The Tower. Literally is, yeah, I'm cutting this before it starts because I'm not playing this game with you. I'm not buying what you're trying to sell. This smells like shit. Oh, that's what I was saying. That's the beginning was. This smells like shit. Somebody's going to come to you and you're going to be like, this smells like shit. I'm liking this. Your attitude, Gemini, is legit. But you're the opposite sign of Sagittarius. And besides that, it's very encouraging for me. I have 3 boys of Gemini. So it's kind of making me feel good because I'm like, good, they're not going to they're not going to be fools to some stupid ass friends that are not good. They're like, I can smell your shit 5 miles away. Then we have the energy of the Magician. And the Magician goes through to the 3 of Cups. And I wanted to call it the 3 of Swords. And honestly, I want the receipts. I feel like if you're thinking about it 3D, you're taking the context of all the situations that you've experienced with certain friends and making your final cuts in January. Because you're entering into this energy of the King of Cups. I feel like you're entering in this energy of emotional maturity. Whoever I'm talking to right now, this Gemini has really high EQ. You learned through pain and suffering who should enter into your life and who should not be part of it. And January feels like where you start cutting off the fat and then to prepare this new cycle that you're going to do going forward. And this is why the 4 of Cups shows up. And in this card of the Santa Muerte energy, it says solitary. And I feel like it's one of those things that you're like, I'd rather be alone than we have the same. Prefiero estar solo que mal acompañado. I'd rather be alone than to have bad company. Oh, look at that. I lifted this up and this card fell out. Oh, this one and this one. 88. It's the 8 of Pentacles with the 8 of Swords. Literally, this can be a work situation where you're like, yeah, this is a trap. I'm not into this. And so keep that in mind. That's just because they fell out in the end. All right. So now let's go down the line and figure out what's going on in February. All right. We start off everything with you being feisty. 5 of Wands. It's supposed to be the month of love. I'm just kidding. Temperance. Oh, this is... I'm liking this. 5 of Pentacles. Oh my God. 55. So now we got 88 and 55. That's crazy. Three of Wands. It's because I was looking at this card, the South Notice, it's number 33, and I'm like, oh, you got 33 too. So 33, 88, 55, and then the Three of Wands came out. I just had to tell you, but now it's like an afterthought. I should have said it before. King of Cups. This is how you ended January, with a high EQ. Judgment. Do you see how it's a mirror after a mirror? So mirrors reflecting upon each other, right? That's important. And then we have the Six of Swords. Gemini, I don't know what is turning on in your butt, but this is awesome. I'm loving this. I'm loving this so much. You're feisty in February. You're feisty because you're in this mindset of, I'm going to balance my shit out. And the way that I'm going to balance my stuff out is by no longer feeding certain people, places, things, ideas that make me feel less than. You're looking for the Three of Wands opportunities, like a step-by-step plan. I'm feeling like you're creating a step-by-step plan. Like, first I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to do this next thing. And every single part of these steps that you're doing going forward are all so that you can move in a direction of this emotional intelligence, what you know to be correct for you. So it can be, first I have to clear out things in my room because it doesn't feel comfortable. Then I think at work I have to reorganize a couple of things, or I think I'm ready to let go of certain ways that I do things and blah, blah, blah. Then in my personal life, I have these friends that are causing a problem. I think it's time for me to tell them, you know, I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be really attentive to school or work or doing whatever. I don't have time for that. So you're going to move in that direction. And then you're going to go with your immediate relationships. You see, so I'm seeing you doing this, like taking steps as to what will make you feel balanced emotionally. And that's why the Judgment card. Because what I'm feeling is that you're not just judging the other person that's out here, you're judging yourself. And it's kind of like reflecting back on yourself with this situation, because what you're doing is that you're looking at a situation, you're saying, how does this person project an element of myself? And that's emotional maturity. What was the use, the value that I had in this relationship? Why is it that I needed to have this? And looking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in it, you're kind of getting to the point where you're like, I get this now. I learned that lesson. I don't really need to live this anymore with this person. I'm over it. I'm creating healthy boundaries, and the healthy boundaries are kind of like, if you're going to talk about that shit, I'm just going to walk away because I'm not interested. That's my healthy boundary. And I feel somebody here's all-time goal is this. Look at this, 66. So we have 55, 66. Tell me if you're not going through some crazy upheaval. We have Six of Swords to the Six of Wands. Your all-time goal is to move to calmer waters and feel joyous, victorious, happy, like you won in life. I think that's a good thing, right? We all want that. And sometimes it means cutting off the fat. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So that is what I'm seeing for February. Somebody's going to be fasty. Congratulations. And now we're going to look at March. These little cards I love so much because they're so much easier to shuffle. I have short, fat hands. Bigger cards are harder to shuffle, you know? Oof. Eight of Wands in reverse. No contact. Five of Cups. You're definitely going to go no contact with some people. Oh my God. Four of Swords. You are making me laugh, Gemini. It's like, now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody. You are making me laugh. King of Pentacles. That's how you. Oh no, you ended up with it. Oh yeah, King of Pentacles is how you ended February. Lovers. Two of Wands. Ooh, that's interesting. This one wants to come out, so I'm gonna pull it. Shut the front door. 5 of Wands again. 3 months of being feisty as shit. Oh my God, you guys are killing me. Thank you. Thank you, Gemini, for making me smile. I think you're entering your villain era. Congratulations. All right, so look, and we have the Two of Cups, which is again the Lover's card. That's okay. So what we're seeing is that you're going to go definitely no contact. You're done crying over spilled milk. You're done crying over the things you can't change. You're done trying to explain something to somebody that is a fucking wall and doesn't want to understand. And so you're putting it to rest. I'm not going to waste sleep. I'm not going to waste energy. I'm not going to waste effort on this situation anymore. Why do I have to explain myself? No, I don't want to talk. Because you don't want to talk to me. What you want is to gaslight me and convince me that I'm wrong in the way that I'm thinking and that I should do things the way that you want. And that for me sounds like, I ain't got time for that. You're there with the King of Wands. I just have to show you his face because this is how I'm feeling you, okay? Look at this. Do you see his face? His face is like, I ain't got time for that. That's sad. I'm sitting in my throne. I'm peaceful. I have everything that I need right now. I am in peace. Everything I touch is turning into gold. I make it rain for myself. I am not time for you. Don't you understand that the only reason we did this was I was giving you grace. I was giving you the opportunity to be part of my amazing life because yours is not. You know, I was trying to pull you over here. You know, butterflies and rainbows. And you like to swim in the shit. So stay there away from me. Oh my God, whoever Gemini is cracking me the hell up. Thank you for this reading. Ay, Dios santo. And then we have this energy of the Lovers. What you're really focusing on is relationships that fill your heart, is what they told me with that card. I mean, it can be you're focusing on your partner, right? But for some reason, I'm feeling like I'm gonna focus on relationships that fill my heart. I noticed that before, and this is important because this is what I'm hearing, okay? I noticed that before I kept trying to grab on to this wand and move in this direction. And you know what I noticed? Look, that wand is pinned to the wall. There was no moving from there. We were going to stay in the same freaking spot. I think I prefer this other stick over here. Over here. Because I want to walk into a whole new world and look at all that beautiful stuff I can see over there instead of being freaking stuck. I think some people are really stuck in their ways, and good for you. You like your world and you like to swim in the shit. Good for you. You go over there in that shit. But I don't like that. And you know what I found out throughout my life? That if you play with shit, or you try to protect shit, or you try to move them out of shit, you start smelling like shit. And I don't want to smell like shit anymore. So, this is... your energy is so sarcastic. I mean, can we be friends? And then, you know what you're doing? You're also connecting. Look at that. I'm sort of God, this card keeps on falling out. You're connecting with new people. And you're creating, you're taking time to nurture these new connections because you're feeling more in control in your life. You're moving from the King of Pentacles to the Emperor. Shut up. This is your Emperor year. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, a healthy Emperor, because that's not all the time, but a healthy Emperor energy is one where first, you don't have to do everything for yourself. You have friends and you have people and you don't mind asking for help. And you value the knowledge, the growth, the expansion of other people. That is a healthy Emperor, right? But at the same time, you're the Emperor. I ain't got time for that shit. I ain't got time for that. I can give you tools and resources to help you move forward, but it's not my job to move you. That's your job. That's where I think 2025, whatever you did on 2025, where you cut yourself free from some stagnant energy, it was this energy of my obligation is everybody else. And you got started going, why is my obligation everybody else? That is exhausting. I'm just going to do me. I'm going to sit in my throne. If you need resources and help, look, I found this phone number you can use to help you here. You can go over here. This thing will help you. I saw this website, blah, blah, blah. Deuces. That's where you were. That is being a good Emperor because it's not your responsibility to carry everybody. You have to let people live the life that they want. And sometimes they like to swim in shit. I like to end the whole thing, or I want to end the whole thing. And that's something that I used to do before is pull an affirmation card. I used to live off of these cards. I have decks of them, right? Maybe more. I'm lying. I have a whole entire bin of decks of different kinds, but whatever. I think they're important to close off a reading just so then we can have that last tidbit that we're holding on to. I choose only to surround my... Shut the freaking front door, you guys. Look, I choose only to surround myself with good and supportive people. And then in the back it says, surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. Oprah Winfrey. I think that's the biggest downfall that most people have. That your allegiance to certain people keep you in the shit. And then people get upset because they're like, oh, that person thinks they're so much, blah, 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 homeless and stuff. It's like, no, I don't think I'm so much. I think I am exactly where I have to be. And I gave you options to be here with me, but you didn't take them. Is that a me problem or a you problem? Just keep that in mind. I loved your reading. Your 2026 is kick-ass. Go for it.